When was the last time you truly gave yourself permission to love yourself? That's the topic of this particular episode. The type of episode that speaks to personal responsibility, self-compassion, and the role hypnosis can play in helping someone like you move beyond experiences that were outside their control. I'm going to try my best to keep it warm, empowering, and grounded. The kind of episode that resonates without making any medical claims or promising any outcomes. We'll just sit together and talk and listen, allowing the situation to be permissive, indirect, and warm. The purpose is to set expectations, create safety, and allow you to prepare yourself for the inward experience ahead. I'm Lindsay, your certified clinical hypnotherapist and certified hypnosis instructor. Before we begin this experience, you might just take a moment to let yourself arrive here in this space, in this moment, in whatever way feels right for you. There's no need to try to make anything happen. This isn't about effort or control or doing things the right way. It's simply an opportunity to let your mind and body find a comfortable rhythm, a rhythm that's already there, beneath everything else. Some people discover that as they prepare to go inward, their breath naturally begins to slow, or their shoulders soften, or their thoughts become a little quieter. Others notice nothing at all at first, and that's perfectly fine too. Your experience will unfold in the way that's most natural for you. Hypnosis, in this gentle sense, isn't something that happens to you. It's something you allow, something you drift into. The way you drift into a daydream or into a quiet moment when the world seems to pause just long enough for you to feel yourself again. And as you listen, you may find that your attention begins to shift inward. Not because you force it, but because the mind knows how to follow comfort, how to follow ease, how to follow the sound of a voice that invites it to rest. You don't have to concentrate. You don't have to analyze. You don't have to get it right. All you need to do is allow yourself to be present in whatever way feels comfortable. And as we move forward, you may notice moments where your awareness drifts and returns and drifts again, like waves moving in and out on a quiet shore. That drifting is part of the process, a natural sign that your mind is beginning to open the door to deeper places within you. So for now, just let yourself settle, knowing that you are safe, supported, and free to experience this in the way that feels best for you. And when you're ready, we'll begin to move gently into that transitional space, that bridge between the outer world and the inner one, where the deeper part of you can begin to awaken. Every person carries a mixture of things in life. The choices they made intentionally and the experiences that arrived without permission. And part of growing into your strongest self is learning to tell the difference. You are responsible for the decisions you make today. How you show up, how you treat yourself, how you move forward. But you are not responsible for the things that happened to you before you had the tools, the power, or the understanding to respond differently. Many people carry old experiences as if they were personal failures, when in truth, they were simply moments life placed in their path. Moments that shaped you, yes, but moments that do not have to define you. This is where hypnosis can become a gentle ally. Hypnosis doesn't erase the past, and it doesn't pretend difficult things never happened. Instead, It helps you access the deeper part of your mind, the part that knows how to heal, how to release old emotional patterns, and how to reclaim the sense of control that may have been lost along the way. In a hypnotic state, the mind becomes more open to new perspectives. You can revisit old experiences with a sense of safety, separating who you are now from what happened then. You can soften the emotional charge, shift the meaning you once attached to those events, and strengthen the inner resources that were always yours. Hypnosis helps you reconnect with the part of yourself that knows how to move forward, the part that can choose new habits, new beliefs, new ways of responding to life. Because while you may not be responsible for everything that happened to you, you are responsible for what you choose to do next. And that responsibility is not a burden. It's a doorway. A doorway into healing, into clarity, into a future shaped by your own intention, rather than your past circumstances. And hypnosis can help you step through that doorway with confidence, gentleness, and a growing sense of inner freedom. And before we move into that deeper experience, you might simply allow yourself to notice the space you're in, the way the air feels, the way your body is supported, and the way your attention can begin to turn inward in its own time, in its own way. There's nothing you need to do right now, nothing to fix, nothing to figure out. Just letting yourself settle, as if you're standing at the threshold between the outer world and a quieter inner place that's always been there, waiting for you. And as you listen, you may begin to sense how the mind naturally shifts from thinking to observing, from observing to drifting, from drifting to simply being. Some people notice a softening around the eyes or a loosening in the shoulders or perhaps a gentle warmth in the chest. And others simply notice a feeling of letting go that arrives without effort. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to make anything happen. Just allowing the possibility that your inner world can open a little more with each breath. Because there is a moment, a very natural moment, when the mind becomes ready to explore deeper places, to hear things differently, to understand things in a new, more spacious way. And you might find that this moment is beginning now as your awareness shifts from the outside to the inside, from the surface to something quieter, something steadier, something that feels like the beginning of a gentle journey inward. And as you continue to breathe, you may notice that you're already moving toward that deeper place. A place where the words you hear can settle comfortably, and where your own inner wisdom can rise to meet them. And when you're ready, you can allow yourself to drift naturally into the guided experience ahead, carrying with you a sense of openness, a sense of safety, and a quiet willingness to explore whatever feels right for you. And as you continue to settle into this growing sense of inwardness, you might notice how each breath seems to invite you a little deeper, as if the air itself is guiding you gently toward a quieter place inside. There's a natural softening that happens when the mind begins to turn inward like this. A kind of drifting, a kind of floating, as if you're being carried by something steady and calm. You may begin to sense a gentle heaviness in the limbs, or a pleasant lightness, or perhaps a mixture of both, as if parts of you are sinking comfortably, while other parts feel free to drift and expand. And with each breath, you might imagine yourself moving down a gentle path, a path that leads inward toward a place where your thoughts become quieter. Your body becomes softer, and your awareness becomes more spacious. Some people imagine a staircase descending slowly, each step taking them a little deeper, a little calmer, a little more open to the quiet wisdom within. Others imagine a warm current of air moving around them, guiding them downward in the most natural way, as if the body knows exactly how to relax when given permission. And you can choose whichever image feels right, or no image at all. Just a feeling of drifting inward with each breath. You might notice how sounds around you begin to fade into the background, not disappearing, just becoming part of the environment, like distant waves or a soft breeze that doesn't need your attention. And as the outer world softens, the inner world becomes clearer, as if you're stepping into space, a space where your thoughts slow down, your emotions settle, and your deeper mind begins to awaken. You may feel a gentle warmth spreading, or a sense of spaciousness, or simply a growing comfort that tells you you are moving in the right direction. And with each breath, you can allow yourself to drift even deeper, as if sinking into a soft bed or floating on calm water. supported, safe, held. This is the place where suggestions can easily settle, where insights can rise naturally, where the deeper part of you can listen in its own way, at its own pace. And as you rest here in this deepening calm, you may find that you are ready now to move into the guided experience ahead. Open, receptive, and gently connected to your own inner strength. And as you settle in, perhaps allowing your body to find whatever position feels most natural, you might begin to notice the simple rhythm of your breathing, the way each inhale arrives and each exhale softens something inside you, without you needing to do anything at all. Because there are moments in life when the mind begins to remember that not everything we carry was ever ours to hold. And you may not need to think about that consciously, because the deeper mind already knows how to sort through experiences, how to keep what is useful, and gently release what belongs to the past. Some people discover, as they drift into this kind of comfortable awareness, that responsibility becomes clearer, lighter, more honest. You are responsible for the choices you make now, for the direction you turn toward, for the way you speak to yourself in this moment. But you were never responsible for the things that happened before you had the power, the knowledge, or the voice to shape them. And as you breathe, you might sense a kind of softening, as if the mind is loosening its grip on old stories that were never truly yours. Hypnosis can be like that. A gentle invitation for the deeper mind to reorganize itself, to place certain memories in a quieter, more distant place, and to bring forward the strengths that were always there, waiting to be noticed. You may find yourself drifting into a space where the past feels farther away, not erased, just softened, as if viewed through a window from a safe and comfortable distance. And from that distance, you might begin to sense a new kind of clarity, a recognition that you can choose how you move forward, how you respond, how you grow. And as that inner wisdom awakens, you may feel a quiet strength rising. A sense of this is mine to shape, and that was never mine to carry. And in your own time, and in your own way, you can allow this feeling to stay with you, gently, quietly, supporting you as you step into the life you are choosing now. And when you're ready, you can return to full awareness, bringing with you that sense of clarity, that sense of release, that sense of responsibility for the things that truly belong to you, and freedom from the things that never did. And as you settle in deeper now, perhaps letting your body find a position that feels supported, you might notice how the simple act of being still begins to create a sense of quiet inside you. A quiet that grows with each slow, natural breath. There's nothing you need to do, nothing to achieve, just allowing yourself to drift into a space where the mind can soften and the body can rest. You may begin to sense the gentle weight of your body, the way it's held by the surface beneath you, as if the earth itself is offering support. And with each breath, you might feel more grounded, a little more present, a little more connected to something steady within you. Because somewhere inside, there is a part of you that has always known how to find calm. Even in moments when life felt overwhelming, a part that knows how to breathe through difficulty, how to move forward, one small step at a time. And as you drift deeper and deeper into this comfortable awareness, you might imagine a warm light somewhere within your body. A light that represents ease or safety or simply the possibility of feeling lighter. You don't have to see it clearly. You don't have to force anything. Just allow the idea of that light to be present is enough. And as that light gently expands, you may notice how it moves in its own natural way, softening tight places, loosening old tension, creating space where space is needed. Some people find that as this thinner light grows, certain feelings begin to shift. Not because they're pushed away, but because the mind is remembering how to let go of what no longer needs to be held so tightly. And you might sense that there are experiences in life that shaped you, moments that arrived without your choosing, moments that were never a reflection of your worth or your strength. And as you breathe now, you may imagine those old moments as a distant shapes on a horizon, far enough away that you can observe them without being pulled into them. As if you're watching clouds drift across a wide, open sky. They're there, but they're not here. They're part of a story, but not the whole story. And you are here now, breathing, present, safe in this moment, And as you rest in this awareness, you might begin to feel a growing sense of separation between who you are now and those distant shapes, as if the space between you is widening softly, naturally, with each breath. You don't have to let anything go. You don't have to change anything. Just noticing the distance is enough, because the deeper mind has its own way of reorganizing experiences, its own way of placing things in the right place, at the right distance, so that you can move forward with more ease. And as this inner process continues, you may feel a quiet strength beginning to rise within you. A strength that has always been there, even in moments when you couldn't feel it. A strength that whispers, I am here. I am capable. I am moving forward. And you can allow that strength to fill you gently, like a warm current, flowing through your body, bringing steadiness, bringing clarity, bringing a sense that you can meet life with more softness and more confidence. And as you rest in this feeling, you might imagine yourself standing in a place that feels open and peaceful, a place that represents your own inner landscape, your own inner sanctuary. It could be a forest, a quiet room, a shoreline, or simply a feeling. Whatever comes to mind is perfectly right. And in this place, you may sense that you are whole, that you are safe, that you are allowed to feel lighter, allowed to feel supported, allowed to feel at ease. And as you linger here, you might notice how the body relaxes even more, how the breath deepens, how the mind becomes quieter, as if everything inside you is settling into harmony. You can stay in this space as long as you like, letting the calm expand, letting the warmth grow, letting the sense of inner steadiness become familiar. And when you're ready, in your own time, you can begin to return to the present moment, bringing with you that sense of grounding, that sense of clarity, that sense of inner strength that belongs to you. Knowing that you can return to this feeling whenever you choose, simply by breathing and allowing the mind to soften again. And as you come back now, you may feel refreshed, a little lighter, a little more centered, carrying forward the quiet understanding that you are moving toward your life with greater ease and greater strength. And in a moment, you may begin to notice the subtle shift that happens when the mind starts returning from an inner journey, bringing with it whatever calm, whatever clarity, whatever sense of ease has begun to settle inside you. There's no need to rush, just allowing yourself to come back in the way that feels right, as if you're gently rising toward the surface of your awareness, carrying with you a quiet strength and a lighter heart. You might start to feel the presence of the room around you, the air on your skin, the support beneath your body. As your breath becomes a little deeper, a little fuller, a little more awake. And as you breathe, you may sense your energy returning, your awareness widening, your body feeling more present, as if each inhale brings you a little more clarity, and each exhale brings you a little more readiness to re-enter your day. You can begin to move your fingers, your toes, letting small movements remind your body that it is safe to awaken, safe to return, safe to feel grounded again. And when you're ready, in your own time, you can open your eyes, bringing with you the steadiness you found, the ease you created, and a quiet understanding that you can return to this place whenever you choose. Fully awake now, present, centered, and carrying forward a sense of calm that belongs entirely to you. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, always respect your body. Be kind to your mind and let your spirit soar free, because calm is your comeback.